Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Pit and Paddock Race Show for the third week of November? Yes, third week. We'll jump off to F1 since that's the only racing that went on. They were in Las Vegas, where Mercedes proved once again to be the masters of cold weather, winning 1 and 2 with Russell on top, Hamilton second. Sainz a disappointing third over a very unhappy Charles Leclerc in fourth. Oh, and Verstappen won a fourth world championship, but who cares?
Shocking.
Yeah, everyone expected this to be a Ferrari track, but Mercedes was the fastest. What happened to Ferrari?
I was kind of surprised. I didn't know the cold would affect them that much, or how well Mercedes does with the cold.
They suck everywhere else, so they need something.
They're going to be pushing for that snow race next season, I guess.
With the studded tires,
Yeah.
like, you could do that.
Ice track. They're going to bring Kimi back for that one.
Push the Dutch Grand Prix back to January.
Yeah. That's...
I know, I thought Leclerc was going to take Russell, like the first couple laps. He was right on him.
I thought he was going to get him on that, the long back straightaway down the strip.
Yeah. How was the Ferrari not faster?
I don't know.
I mean, even when DRS kicked in, he still... Well, by then he had cooked his tires, and he fell back to third.
And then Leclerc just fell back even more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was obvious. He really cooked his tires. And then he did the big rant after the race on the cool-down lap.
That was very loud, and everyone heard it.
Yeah. It would have been better if the two of them were in the podium together and we could see them in the room.
No one ever helps me. Why do I help people? No one ever helps me. Oh, whining.
That's what I get for being a nice guy. Multi-21.
I heard that was the coldest Grand Prix since the 70s. That's what happens when there's global warming.
Yes. Maybe don't have a night race in November in Las Vegas where it's windy and cold.
The 80s Las Vegas Grand Prix was a day race and was boiling hot.
Yeah. So maybe pick something in between. I know that Arizona driver Cheever, was it Eddie Cheever?
Eddie Cheever.
Yeah, he finished third in that Las Vegas. The one they had in the parking lot behind Caesar's Palace with a bunch of hay bales for walls. Yeah. He said it was really hot.
They pick extremes too. Like, I remember the Phoenix Grand Prix they ran in like June during the day in Phoenix.
Who thought of that?
I don't think they look at the weather where they go. They're like, Vegas is hot, right? It's like a desert. We'll just run there at night. It'll be great.
Like, even back in 82, you could look in an encyclopedia and see that Phoenix is going to be really hot in June. And you're in a fire suit, and they don't have cool vests back then.
It must have been awful.
I did like how the intros, they do that over-the-top Vegas intro, and each driver gets his own Elvis and his own showgirl.
The whole entire race is so over the top, like Vegas stereotype.
Yeah.
Everything is, even the F1 TV, they get their own little pictures with their Vegas suits on, and it's like, man, they really go for it there, don't they?
I was wondering if they were going to put an Asian Elvis with the Williams driver.
I saw
and Yuki Tsunoda.
That would have been nice. I saw one wandering, there's like 2 or 3 Elvis impersonators wandering around the paddock area, just taking pictures all day.
I noticed when you go to the strip now, there's those people that dress up like superheroes and things, and then you take pictures with them for tips. Or
oh, yeah.
Topless Puerto Rican girls.
But they're always like, their suits kind of always off a little bit, and they're a little bit creepy and kind of dirty.
A little, yeah. They didn't have that when I went to school there. There was no people walking around dressed up on the strip. That came from California.
Yeah, they used to do that in Hollywood, I
Yeah,
think.
I think it was some Hollywood thing, and then somebody else said, "Hey, we can make some money, and I don't have to take all my clothes off." McLaren needed a good night and didn't get it. Lost points to Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship. Do you think they can keep the lead?
I think so, because Sergio Perez is not going to be able to catch up. Maybe Ferrari, but I don't know. They don't seem like they can work together.
I keep hearing that the next race is in Qatar, and that's a very good McLaren track. But I don't know. I'm hoping Ferrari can pass them up.
That would be fun. So Ferrari get a Constructors' Championship finally.
Well, they haven't had one in like 20-something years. Well, when did McLaren last have one?
What did they win it when Lewis was there?
Yeah, maybe when Lewis was like 17 or 18.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
They're close to 20 years too.
Well, Alpine started off looking to have a great night. Gasly was starting P3, but his car crapped out.
Yeah,
towards the end.
that was not. I don't even know if his teammate Esteban Ocon scored any points. I think he was out.
No points, I don't think.
So yeah, they went from being excited at starting a car P3 to 0 points at the end of the race.
I think Haas got a couple points in too, so
Haas sneaks in there like Scott Dixon.
just a point or two here and there.
It was half a good night for Red Bull. You know, Max started 5th, made it up to 4th. No, he finished 5th.
Yeah, he gave up that last position or that last pass fairly easily.
Yeah, he didn't fight the Ferraris too much.
No.
But once again, Perez was the drag chute of the team, out in Q1 again, but manages 1 point in the race. So how is he still in that car?
I don't know. What anybody else I feel like would have been gone by now.
Yeah.
He must have pics of Christian Horner with like the other Spice Girls or something. I don't know how he's still in there.
Scary Spice in the bathtub.
Yeah. I don't even the Red Bull boss, Helmut Marko, said that his fate's going to be decided by the shareholders after the race. So, who are the shareholders?
That's a good question.
I had a Red Bull the other day. Does that mean I get to throw in a vote?
If I go buy some Red Bull stock, do I get to vote on whether Perez stays? I don't know. If I'm Perez, I'm going to request trial by combat because I don't think the judges are going to rule in his favor.
Oh. Did he have? Is it his Kit Kat sponsorship that's bringing? What is that? $20 million?
$20 million.
But the team stands to lose way more than that, dropping to 3rd place in the constructors standings.
Oh, I bet that's worth close to $100 million from 1st to 3rd.
That's where all the money's at.
Yeah.
The drivers is what? I don't even think they give money for that, really, do they? No.
So it can't be that sponsorship that's keeping him there. I don't know. Maybe they just don't have any confidence in their younger drivers. But, you know, when you're out in Q1, come on, Calapinto could do better than that.
Maybe.
Not
Not lately.
Ricardo could have done better than that.
Probably. At least in the Red Bull. Man, the Astons really fell off in the last half of the season.
Oh, Alonso's not happy.
I think they just sort of like, we're going to work on next year. Sorry, Alonso.
Working on the 26 car now that we have Adrian Newey. That's where all our time's going, which is actually not a bad bet.
Yeah, like save your money and push it for next year.
Yeah.
I'd like to know why the Williams drivers hate their mechanics so much.
Calapinto's showing he can crash just as good as any American driver.
I'm like, man, they should have made this change months ago. And then
wow.
Lately, like, oh, he crashes just about as much as Logan Sargent.
It could have just kept Logan in and kept Logan's sponsorship money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Calapinto brings money from Argentina or one of those places, right?
Is he Argentinian? That's right. Everyone brings a bunch of money.
Wait, which one has the new president with the chainsaw? That's Argentina, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
cutting everything.
Shit. Out.
Out.
Ministry of Truth. Out. I wanted to do some miscellaneous race observations since this was the Vegas race and it gets a little weird. So Sauber had a special livery, which was like a day glow green on black. Looks like a black cat got into some antifreeze. And the car also drives like a black cat got into some antifreeze. Once again, 0 points for Sauber.
That's another team that I think just packed it in for the season there.
Yeah, and next season.
I wanted to know why the hell Gordon Ramsay is wearing his chef uniform in the F1 paddock. I saw they showed him walking around down there, full chef uniform. Like, are you cooking here?
That's what I thought.
What are you doing?
I thought maybe he was frying up some vignettes in the back of the paddock
Is he
somewhere.
making guys a sandwich while he's in the back?
You know what? He better be. If you're going to come in my garage and wear a chef's uniform, then I want something. I noticed the Pole Award was presented by a YouTuber from Italy. No clue what he does.
Was it? Did we get a call? Did I miss it?
No, they didn't ask us.
Oh, maybe next time.
I think YouTube doesn't like us because we're on Rumble.
Oh, well, sucks for them.
Yeah, but I don't know who that guy was. Something to do with food. Really, how does a YouTuber do the Pole Award? Usually they bring like a celebrity or something.
Random local celebrity type of a thing. Or politician. I saw Yuki got pulled by U.S. Customs for additional screening.
You've been randomly selected.
Is his Yakuza pass finally catching up with him? He didn't even have his turban or beard on. That's weird. How did he get pulled?
Hey, shout out to when Will Buxom was doing the grid walk and there was the furry aqua coat cornrow guy. And I saw like as Buxom's going past him, he kind of does a sly look to see if he's anybody famous and then just keeps going.
he's like, nah, I'm not gonna.
I don't know who cornrow guy is. He did have a really fuzzy aqua coat though, like a fluffy, looked like a Yeti, aqua Yeti.
Some
coat.
interesting attire all over the place down there. People think it's okay because it's Vegas, I guess.
Oh, wear this big fuzzy coat.
I saw that Boys to Men did the national anthem. They look more like a nursing home to the grave. So, folks.
Yeah, boy. Were there more than 3 of them?
Did the other one find... Was there 4? Did
I
one of
don't
them
know.
die?
You know, I never really listened to Boys to Men because it just sounded like a P. Diddy party. Even back then.
Well, besides the Grand Prix, the big news of the weekend was that General Motors, without Andretti, sort of, is going to be joining the grid as the 11th team in 2026, buying customer engines until 2028 when they will build their own. It looks like they're going to be racing under the Cadillac brand. Personally, I voted for them to do Geo or Saturn.
Saturn's
That's
good.
what I was looking for.
Is Datsun still available? Maybe they could buy that one.
Was that Nissan?
Yeah, I think Nissan and... Either did they absorb Datsun, or were they Datsun and changed their name to Nissan? I don't know.
What I want to know is, like, is Andretti completely out, or is he kind of out? Reports are unclear, but as soon as he was gone, F1 was all over the idea of Cadillac joining. They seem to hate him a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah, why do they hate Andretti so much?
Like, Cadillac's like, Andretti's gone. They're like, okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah. I'm hearing that they really wanted a works team, and even though Andretti was bringing GM, they were afraid that, well, what if GM quits after a year? Then you're another customer team, and we got plenty of those. We want a works team. And they just hate Andretti.
Yeah, that makes sense that they only want a works team, too.
Yeah, Toyota's gone. Honda's mostly gone. Jaguar's gone.
I heard a little secret that Toyota could be in the works for coming back in the next
Oh, really?
5 or 6 years also.
It was kind of cool. It used to be majority works teams right before the great financial crisis of '08, and they all kind of dropped out.
A lot of them do. GM worries me because they're so fair weather. I feel like they'll just go for a few years and a new person will take over and they'll be like, this is too expensive, and they'll drop out of F1. Kind of like they do with their hypercar or, their Corvette racing. Well, they've done that for 20 years and they just recently kind of dropped out of it, but I don't know. It kind of worries me.
Oh, yeah. Next year they could drop out of the whole thing to pay for the electric cars that nobody wants to buy.
Yeah, something like that.
They've only lost. Even Ford's losing like $500 million a year on their electric cars.
And I don't think the government's going to be paying you for them anymore.
Yeah, with the new sheriff in town, you're probably not going to get free money.
Right out. We did get access to some of the leaked requirements that the teams and the FIA required for GM to join. So the first one is that GM is going to pay for the series and team security and transportation for the full season. This will allow the teams to provide free health coverage for all their employees.
As long as the U.S. Secret Service isn't providing security, they should be fine.
That should be fine. GM may not enter an SUV into the competition, which I think was their first instinct.
Yeah, or something with four-wheel drive.
Or a truck.
Yeah. We're going to race. We're going to race an expedition. Or no, oh, wrong Ford. An excursion. Nope, still Ford. We're going to race the Escalade. Escalade?
Cadillac.
Yeah.
We're trying to sell cars here.
Race on Sunday, till on Monday.
GM must agree to adopt all Euro brands if Trump applies tariffs.
Oh, so it'll be like, Euro Jaguar, or Chevy/Jaguar, Chevy Fiat. Well, Fiat's already under Dodge, right?
That's
they own
true.
Dodge now, so. See, do they have to pay tariffs to sell a Fiat here if they already have?
I'm not well versed in international corporate law.
Okay.
Sorry. GM must provide an additional $400 million for Ukraine, obviously.
Yeah, well, since U.S. taxpayers aren't doing it anymore, you got to get it from somewhere. Keep that war going.
And finally, GM employees may not eat fast food in the presence of Europeans.
Do you blame them?
No, that's true.
Well, can they eat fast food after RFK becomes the secretary of whatever? What's
Only
he
if
gonna
it's cooked in beef tallow.
Okay. What's he going to be secretary of? Wait, is it agriculture or
HHS.
HHS? Okay. Is he also in charge of the border?
No, that's Homeland Security?
Oh, okay. HS, not HHS.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to lose. Are we going to bring Amelia in to cut half those departments?
Let's go like 60, 75%. Just
Yeah.
right out.
We don't need them. In other news, the Monaco Grand Prix has been extended to 2031, but it's going to move from end of May to early June so that the Canadian and Miami Grand Prix can be paired closer together. Canada immediately apologized for any inconvenience.
Very Canadian of them.
Yeah. So no more greatest day in racing when you have all three of those, three of the best races. Well, when I say best for Monaco, it's like, quote best.
Prestigious or
Yeah.
most
Yeah, the three
famous
most.
races.
Yeah, but you got three big races all in one day. It was great. Now it's going to be gone.
That's going to be disappointing. But now it gives someone the opportunity to run the triple.
Oh, yeah, because you could never do it before because you can't get from Monaco to Indianapolis
No.
quick enough. So
Who's it going to be? It'll have to be someone who's currently in F1 because I don't think you could just hop into an F1 car.
Yeah, you can't just field an F1 car for the race like you can in America. They keep it locked down in Europe. I was hoping maybe they could also move the race out of Monaco downtown and somewhere where you can actually have a race.
That would be kind of fun. Or, yeah, the car's got to be smaller if they're going to race on those roads, but that's...
Those bigger cars, the cars got bigger, and they can barely turn the corkscrew anymore.
That's just too big. And they're not going to leave that area just because that's the tradition. It'll just be a parade every year.
How about they always run the Monaco Grand Prix in shifter carts?
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
Historics.
Yeah.
They pick a year, like a week before the race, and everyone has to run that year's car.
That would be fun.
Coming up next in Formula One, the Qatar Grand Prix, which will be racing on Sunday at 9 a.m. our time, like a proper Formula One race.
That's really all that matters is it convenient for us here in the United States? Is it Qatar or Qatar?
Qatar. I don't care. I'll just say it both ways, or however I feel like saying it.
Yeah, I think the Brits, is it the Brits that call it Qatar? Qatar? Welcome back, Qatar?
Welcome back, Qatar. Yeah, that's how you lead the intro to the race.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Qatar.
I want to see him play the Welcome Back Qatar song right before the race.
Moving on to series that don't race anymore, NASCAR news. Front row in 23XI, 2311. Oops.
Sorry, yeah.
I still can't name that team correctly.
Say it in Roman.
2311. They still haven't signed the charter agreement, so next year they will be running as open teams.
Like an open relationship?
Yes, they're free to see other racetracks. The two teams told NASCAR that it's not you, it's me.
When actually it was you.
It was you.
Yeah, but I'm going to say that just so you feel good.
They were being polite.
My man Gilligan is going to still drive for front row, but he's going to drive the 34 car instead of the 38 car, which is more positions than he usually gains during a race. So
I think he's going to be in the Love's car more often now then.
Yeah. No more peanuts.
No more peanuts. I wonder
who's going to drive the random sponsor car then.
I don't know. Did they announce that? Probably. No, because that's one of the teams that is unsure.
Oh, because they didn't sign the charter.
Yeah. Today's canceled by NASCAR paint scheme of the week, which I just started this week. The Kyle Busch 3-Chai scheme that was supposed to run at Phoenix.
Is that like a child abuse website or something like that?
No, it was not.
What was 3-Chai?
They sell marijuana. And the paint scheme, it was like a white car, and it had a bunch of marijuana leaves all over it.
That one wasn't approved by NASCAR?
NASCAR said no.
They should have just made a bunch of gummy bears. Right, or little gummy discs all over the car.
I'll put the picture up on there, too.
I actually designed a couple of cannabis manufacturing facilities. And like grow, like they have grow facilities indoors, but then sometimes they also have the processing, and the part where they extract the oil that then goes into the little gummies is all like propane fired equipment, so you have to build like a 3-hour wall and everything around the room because propane can have some ignition issues. So. But yeah, they have some really expensive machine that extracts the oil from the plants.
Interesting.
It smells horrible. I had to tour one of those plants when I was designing it.
What, did you smell like weed coming out of there too?
Weed just doesn't smell good. 23XI, dang it, 2311 is going to run Herbst in a third car this year. I didn't know they had pay-to-play drivers in NASCAR.
There you go. There's one.
Wow. Are there any other drivers like that where they like bring a sponsor and a bunch of money? Not including when your dad owns the team.
You get it more in Xfinity Series, I think, the Busch Series. But I was kind of surprised by that. Herbst did okay in Xfinity, but to move him up is interesting. Interesting strategy.
Is the car going to be sponsored by Herbst, possibly?
It looked like Monster, and now I wonder how I'm supposed to tell the difference between 3 different Monster cars now. Between Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, and Riley Herbst are all going to have a Monster scheme at some point.
Oh, Herbst can have like an N for nepotism on his. Well, but then little Ty also needs one of those, so.
A lot of that going around.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's going to get that one. Oh, well. What's next for NASCAR?
Next up for NASCAR is the annual hunting and fishing break until February 2nd for the Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium, followed 2 weeks later by the Daytona 500.
What is the Clash? That's not a real race, is it?
Just an exhibition, a little warm-up, get you ready for the season type of...
Like the thermal race for an IndyCar?
Yeah, like that.
So it's like a practice girl.
Yes.
Okay.
Just, you remember how to do this, right?
Yeah. Where is it? So it's a stadium? Like a football type stadium?
It's I think it's a quarter-mile short track in North Carolina that has a football...
Quarter mile?
College football stadium. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen NASCAR in anything less than a half mile. Is it dirt?
The Coliseum last year
yeah.
was it's a pretty short track. It's fairly small.
It feels like you just literally turning the entire time.
Probably.
Like at a quarter mile, how much straightaway are you gonna have? That's like
almost none.
That's like midget level. Okay.
In IndyCar news, Roger Penske has bought the Long Beach Grand Prix. Sources say he's working on deals for Reading Railroad and Park Place as well.
He's going to get a monopoly of all the tracks. And then, I get to have push to pass on my cars, but nobody else does.
I kind of wish he hung on to his Michigan, Fontana, and Nazareth tracks so that IndyCar could be running at some cool ovals.
You know what? Michigan most of all, because they had some good racing at that track. And as we've seen, the current generation car does pretty good at a 2.5 mile track.
That was fun.
In more news, IndyCar champion Pillow. IndyCar champ Pillow will speak at the Race Industry Week event. Attendees are hoping he'll explain how he's kept his puberty voice for so long.
He works hard at it.
He sounds like he's like 12 going on 13. Other news, Stingray Rob has signed with Junco's whatever they are.
Should
Something.
Just be sponsorship, Rob.
Yeah.
That team, what did they have? They finished the season with Connor Daly and Romain Grosjean, and it was their best season that they've had, and now they're going to have to dump one of them because Stingray Rob brings a bunch of money and will finish 26th in points.
How does Stingray Rob bring all that money? What sponsor really is behind him?
I don't know. Stingrays or something? Just all of them?
Is his family really, really rich or something?
They must be, because he's always the guy that brings multi-millions of dollars to a team, so they always want to sign him.
Well, next up for IndyCar is 96 days of speculation on will Curtin Holda take a Cadillac F1 seat. Until March 2nd, when they have St. Petersburg, and then another 5-week break. Not including the thermal race. That's not really a race.
They're going to try to pretend it's a race.
It's really not. They got to move something in there. I'm telling you, Phoenix Grand Prix would fit perfectly. We just need some promoter to make it happen. I wonder what IndyCar charges for a race.
I don't know. They need to rip up the Phoenix Raceway asphalt so they can put on a decent show there.
I'm thinking like a street course. Just like use the course that Formula One used back in the 80s.
I wonder how much of that still exists.
Just go right by the homeless city that's in downtown, like way down on the south side. I mean, really, you could showcase like the baseball stadium and
around the stadiums, and
you could have the roof open and close as the race is going on. Anyway, perfect time of year, like
not June,
March.
That would be better.
Not April, not June. In other news, it's only 37 days to Dakar, January 3rd.
Let's go.
And sources tell me that the Jaguar / Land Rover company is preparing to compete in the 2026 Dakar. So
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd like to see what they'll put forth. Hopefully the Ford Raptor we're supposed to see this year does really well.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Is it going to be called a Jagland?
Yes, Jagland, which is, I don't know. That sounds very transvestite. I don't.
That sounds European then.
Yeah.
I saw footage of the 6.5 liter V12 Aston Martin Valkyrie that's going to be racing at the 24 Hours of Daytona,
Ooh.
the GTP car. It sounds like the Formula One did in its heyday, that V12,
Oh.
that sound that I miss. That was
Is it
the glory days of F1.
normally aspirated Valkyrie, or is it fuel injected?
I think it's a hybrid, but when it's it.
Oh.
But it was close to that sound. I really enjoyed that. That'll be a fun race to watch, the 24 Hours of Daytona.
Well, if it's a real hybrid, I mean, then the electric is just a boost, right?
Yeah. Like,
So it's running 12 cylinders, and then you just hit the like that button on Battlestar Galactica that didn't do anything.
boost,
Yeah.
turbo, laser.
There was that. Remember, it said like IF or something on the button, and nobody ever pushed it. We'll have to ask the people from Electric Light and Magic what that button was for.
That button killed all the Cylons. We should have used it.
Yeah. Self-destruct. Maybe put like a safety switch over it, like a little flip cover. The Baja 1000 was won by McMillan and McCochran for the third time in the past 4 years in a Ford Raptor truck. They finished in just under 16 hours, which was faster than almost every state was able to count votes this November.
Shocking.
Yeah, especially Arizona and California.
Was California still... They're still going right now, I believe.
Yeah, they're still going.
Every vote they find now, though, is for Democrats, though.
Shocking. Who got the 6th Arizona seat? Remember there was one that was really close, but it looked like the Republicans were going to get it. And I forgot to look.
I don't remember it right now.
I think out of the... What does Arizona have now? 9 seats? I think it was 6-3 for Republicans this time.
Interesting.
If that last seat went red. I don't know. It was really close. Actually, lots of states are still counting weeks later. Arizona just got a bad rap because, like, we couldn't call the couple of the races, and we were still counting. The other guys, like, the race is called, and they're still counting just to make it official.
Great job. Great job, everybody.
Yeah. That's it for the show this week. Next week, the Welcome Back Qatar Grand Prix.
Welcome Back Qatar Grand Prix.
And
I like the name.
Then one more week of racing before the winter break, which we will also take.
Winter break.
If you're in Arizona, it's the beautiful weather. Get outside and enjoy it.